Good afternoon, students. Today we are starting the second part of thermodynamics. We already completed the 0th law of thermodynamics. Now we are moving on to the first law of thermodynamics. Now, before starting the first law of thermodynamics, there are certain concepts that you need to understand. First of all, it is that work and heat energy are actually equivalent to each other. Now let us look at two examples. Suppose we have got two pieces of ice and we want to melt these two pieces of ice. What can we do? Either we can supply directly heat energy, we can supply to the two pieces of ice, we can hold it over a fire or something. That is, we are directly providing heat energy to the system. In this case, the ice will melt. Or we can do something, we can rub the two pieces of ice together. In that case also, the ice will melt after some time. Also, we can look at another example. Sometimes in winters our hands feel cold. Now, to warm up our hands, we either hold the hand over a source of heat energy like fire to warm them, or we rub them together. In that case also our hand feels warm after some time. Now, in both of these examples, what we are understanding is that whether work is being done to the system or what is being done to the system, or if we apply heat energy directly to the system, an increase in temperature is happening. This rubbing of hand or rubbing two pieces of ice together, all of these are actually types of works being done on the system. Now, whether we are rubbing the piece of ice or we are applying heat energy directly to it, in both of those cases the ice is melting. That means both applying directly heat energy or doing work on the system, both of them can lead to increase in heat energy of the system. This gives us the conclusion that work is actually a form of heat energy. Work is actually a form of heat energy. Work is a form of heat energy. There is also a numerical equivalence between heat and work. What is the numerical equivalence? 1 kilocalorie. Kilocalorie is a unit of heat energy. 1 kilocalorie is equal to 4.18 into 10 cube joules. See, kilocalorie is a unit of heat energy, joules is a unit of work done. That means we can also write 1 calorie is equal to 1 kilocalorie is equal to 10 to the power 3 calories. So 1 calorie will be equal to 4.18 joule. This is the equivalence between heat energy and work. This 4.18, this is known as the mechanical equivalent of heat energy. Okay, this is known as the mechanical equivalent of heat energy. So this is our first concept, that work is also a form of heat energy. That is, work and heat energy are equivalent to each other. The second concept that we are going to do is how work is done on a thermodynamic system. Second is work done on a thermodynamic system. Suppose you have got a cylinder like this. Imagine a cylinder like this. The two walls of the cylinder are made in such a way that they cannot conduct or cannot allow the passage of any heat energy. These two walls are completely blocked. Only if any heat energy has to pass, it can pass through the bottom. And there is a movable piston. There is also a movable piston over here. And we have applied some weights on the piston. These weights are used, and there is gas in this cylinder. So these pistons are used to expand or contract the gas as per our requirements. Now, suppose what we do, suppose first we take away some weight from the piston. Now what will happen? The gas will expand. The gas will expand by doing work against the piston. So the gas will expand in that case. Work is being done by the system. Now, or we can do another thing. We can add some extra weights on the piston. In that case, what happens? Those weights actually compress the gas. So we can either expand the gas by taking some weight away, or we can compress the gas. In both the cases, work is being done. In the first case, work is being done by the system during expansion, and in second case, work is being done on the system during contraction. In both cases, work is being done. Now, how do we calculate the amount of work that is being done? Suppose we are taking away some weight away from the system. When we took away some weight away from the system, the piston rose to a height of, say, this much. It was initially at this level, it rose to this level. And suppose this distance is delta S. And initially the pressure on the gas is equal to P, and volume of cylinder, that is V. And this area of cross section, this entire area of cross section which is on the gas, area of cross section, that is A. Now, what will be the expression of force? What is the expression of force on this gas? Pressure is force by area. So, force will be equal to pressure into area. Force applied on gas is equal to pressure into area. We have the force. Now, suppose we want to find what is the work done. Work done, we know work done is equal to force into displacement. Work done is force into displacement. We have the force is pressure into area. We have the displacement, that is delta S. So what will be the work done? Force is pressure into area into displacement, that is delta S. Now, area into delta S, area into change in displacement gives us the change in volume. So, PA into delta S gives us delta V, where delta V is the change in volume. So, P into delta S, A into delta S, that gives us delta V. P into delta V, where delta V is equal to A into delta S. So, we have the work done. So, we can write now, I am erasing this figure. We can write work done is equal to P delta V, where P is the pressure on the system and V is the change in volume when either work is being done on the system, that is when some compression is happening, or work is being done by the system, that is when expansion is happening. So, P into delta V gives us the amount of work done on the thermodynamic system, or in case of by the system also, this is the same. Now, how do we find this graphically? Now, I told you that graphically we can indicate the thermodynamic state of a system by the PV diagram. We have the P here and the V here. Suppose when we are doing this work, the pressure remains the same, but the volume of the system changes. Suppose the volume was initially V1. This is suppose V1. It goes to V2 at the end of the system. But the pressure P remains constant. So this is P1. So how will the graph look like? The graph will look like a straight line like this. The graph will look like a straight line, and the amount of work done will be found out by calculating the area under this graph. The area under this graph, that is the area of this entire rectangle, so A, B, V2, V1, say A, B, C, D, this entire area will give us the amount of work done. Similarly, if pressure was not remaining same, suppose initially before work was being done on the system, the state of the system was here. So it was at this is point A. And after the work was being done, the system suppose reached here. So the graph will look like this. So the pressure is not same anymore. This is P1. Suppose this will be, this is P1, this is P2, and this is V1 and this is V2. Now in this case also, the area under the graph, the area under the curve will give us the amount of work done on the system or by the system. So this is how you calculate work done in case of a thermodynamic system. The formula is P into delta V. Okay, so up till now, this we have completed in this class. We will move on further in the next class.